This is Maddie Mae Larson. She's made it her mission to prevent plastics like these from making their way to the beaches of Hawaii by upcycling them into one-of-a-kind pouches. In 2015, Maddie launched Upcycle Hawaii, a Hawaii-based company that's turning trash into everyday treasures. So how did these plastics become a pouch? First, Maddie collects a large amount of plastic film from manufacturers. She also has an open studio where the public can donate items like caution tape, bread bag, toilet paper packaging, and tortilla wrappers. Once in the studio, the plastics are washed by hand and hung to dry overnight. Next, the clear plastics are cut into strips for the pouches. The colored plastics are shredded using a sharp rotary cutter that's very similar to a pizza cutter. Then they're sprinkled onto a clear plastic, just like a cheese being sprinkled onto a pizza. Once the materials go through a heat press, as well as a few other secret steps, a single piece of fused material that can be used to make the pouch pops out. The material is next cut and stitched together inside out by a sewing machine. The pouch is then put into a toaster oven to warm it up, which allows it to be turned right side out. Finally, the plastic pouch is ready to be sold. Maddie says it takes about a week to make a batch of pouches, and nothing goes to waste. The leftover scraps are remelted to be made into other products like these earrings.
I literally thought that some of our products would have broken by now with some of the strain I put them through. And, to my surprise, they're still going strong. So plastic has proven to me that we should give it better things to do with its long life cycle.
It all began when Maddie was an environmental science student at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. She saw the rate of degradation in her environment and began to rethink the purpose of her art. That drove her to find a way to be part of the solution rather than the problem.
The crazy thing is you see everything. As a kid, we loved going down to areas. It was a treasure hunt. You found everything from clothes to, of course, bottle caps, the nets like you see hanging behind me, buoys, toys, things from the fishing industry. We literally would collect to see how many different languages we could find that washed up on the plastics that came on shore. However, as a child, nobody ever explained to me what was wrong about that. And as I saw changes in my natural environment, and began to study things like plastic pollution, I had one of those kind of moments where I realized that I was, kind of a part of the problem.
The previously pristine beaches and extraordinary biodiversity were filled with plastic debris that was washing up on shore and threatening marine life. Maddie believed that the world was looking at the trash from the wrong perspective and wanted to give the overlooked and underappreciated materials a second life.
So we are committed to making our products as sustainably and zero waste as possible. We believe that if the material is going to outlive us, we should give it a job to do while it's here. So where I live, we are quite literally running out of room for our trash. I live on what we call an outer island here on the Big Island, the island of Hawaii, where it takes an extra trip for things to get to us. And we also live in a very geologically active place. My island, less than 50% of the coverage of these people don't have water and electricity because it's still volcanically active. So we live in a place where you can't necessarily put infrastructure. I mean, we don't necessarily have the ability to support recycling facilities. And yet we continue to bring massive amounts of plastic into an environment where we can't process it. In order to recycle, we have to ship, and sell our plastics abroad. And shipping costs a lot of money, which makes the recycling industry that much harder to be profitable in a place like Hawaii.
The company's goal is to reduce the amount of single-use plastic film in our economy, as well as to make an overall positive impact on our environment.
My main goal is to change the way that people look at our economy and to really reduce the amount of single-use plastics that are in our economy. And hopefully I inspire that.
In its effort to help solve these problems, Upcycle Hawaii has already collected 1,101 pounds and 77,000 square feet of plastic, enough supply for that year. Maddie says she would like to get to a point where her company is able to process and bring in more donations. In addition to plastic pouches, Upcycle Hawaii makes earrings, keychains, nightlights, magnets, and wallets. Plus, there's still more to come. The products can be found on Upcycle Hawaii's website and in local Hawaiian small businesses.
And we stand by everything we make. We make, we want things to have a long life cycle, and quality is very important to us. And then the ability to put it back out into the environment for a third, fourth, fifth life. That's something that we're all about.
Want to help with Hawaii's plastic problem?
There's so much that we can do if we have more people just doing small things within their own community, picking up trash on the side of the road. You would be surprised at who you inspire through those small actions.
She wants those who visit Hawaii to know about its fragile ecosystem and aim to help local businesses.
When you do buy an Upcycle Hawaii product, you're helping take our trash with you when you go. And not just that, you're getting a quality product that helps support local jobs and landfill diversion. But when you come to Hawaii, just try to think about being as sustainable as possible.
If you're like me and don't live on the beautiful island of Hawaii, here's how to help recycle plastic film waste. Try taking it to local grocers and stores like Target and Walmart for recycling. Of course, before you're recycling anything, take a look at Earth 911's website. If you enter your zip code and the type of material you're looking to recycle, you can see what options are available near you. So, what do you think? Do you have plastic film? How do you dispose of it? What will you do now that you've seen this video? Let us know in the comments below.